Hi, hi, Miss Onelli, Nkechi, Prudekcham. Hello, Happy New Year to you. Of the video. Okay, we need to go. Hi,
Hello, sis.
longest
Good evening.
time. Good to see you.
Thank
Happy New Year.
you. Happy to be back. Happy New
Can
Year
you hear
to you
me?
too. Yes, I can. Can you hear me too?
Yes, I can hear you. Good
Happy
to
to be
see
back.
you. Longest time.
Thank
I don't know why this my
Hello,
microphone is not
everyone.
loud. Jessica is here. Yeah,
I
Happy
can
New
hear.
Year.
Good
Um,
evening. Happy New
Happy
Year.
to see you
New Year. Good
too.
to see you. Especially Coach Justice. Good to see you after
Yeah,
a long time.
really good
It's
to
good
see
to be
you.
starting the
Thank
year
you.
with you. Yes.
Thank you so much. Yes, how are you?
I'm good though.
You're
I'm fine.
looking radiant.
What did you
How
say?
are you? You're looking radiant.
Thank you. It's the
I'm
Lord's
coming
doing.
for your skin regimen,
Ah,
skincare regimen.
Jesus and vitamins and water.
I
Right.
hear. Good believer. Good believer.
Yeah. It's good to be here. So Coach Joshi, let me allow you speak. Tell us what you've been up to. And it's good to hear from you. So let's hear you talk to us what you've been up to, how the year ended, and now you're back. So just briefly share with us.
Ah, I've been up to a lot of things. So at the time I was juggling a lot of things at the same time, and my weekends were really choked because I just officially
Okay.
started again my event planning business. So I needed space to consolidate, and I have some events coming up in the Ember month back to back. So I wanted to concentrate on that and family. So I needed a break. So basically the year ended on a high note for me. To God be glory. Um, of course, we know that December is always for Thanksgiving, but beyond that, I had to organize two events: a medical outreach and a birthday celebration for a family member. It went really well attended. Well, not so well attended based on the amount of money we spent. People didn't turn up because it looked like everybody was wedding that day. 16th of December, there were like maybe millions of weddings across. So basically, because of that, I had to
Okay.
just concentrate on what went well. The end of the year, spent more time with family. So even this week, I've not really come back online. This is my first appearance online. I've not even put status or anything. I've not said Happy New Year, except to my small community and some individuals. So I'm really kind of trying to rest. I didn't do all those before boarding, planning for the day, and so I'm just resting. I'm spending most of the week at work there, so I'm joining online, just doing a spiritual retreat, kind of building my faith for what is to come. So I think next week I'll begin to get into the mood of work gradually, but I'm happy to be here.
Glad to
Oh,
have
oh, that's great. We are so excited really to have you back, and I thank God
Thank
for
you
for
so
keeping
much.
all of us, to see this new year. Like we talked about in the we talked. I think we discussed in the last conversation. 2023 was a roller coaster. A lot of things happened. some people lost some family members, picking things up together. Some people lost jobs, yeah, there were some ups, there were some downs, but the good thing is that we are here. God is still God in everything. He has made it possible for us to still cross over into this year 2024 because he has a plan for us. There was something I learned recently towards the end of the year, that God doesn't have to do anything for us to give him thanks. Just being alive, our existence is enough reason to give God thanks. And when you come to the realization that just being alive, I was reading the word for today, and we breathe over 18,000 times a day. Can you count that? And we can't pay for these things. We hear people using oxygen and they spend millions of naira. Now imagine you being able to use every part of your body, waking up, you don't even know what happens when you sleep. So these are enough reasons why we should be grateful to God. So I believe that the first thing, we are in a new year, the first thing we ought to do is to thank God. Keep thanking him every single day, every other day of the week, every single minute of our existence. Things are good, things are bad, still give thanks to God, because the worst thing is not to be alive, right? But we have the opportunity.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was going to lose a relation at the end of the year, my grandma. I thought she would still live till some time, but it happened. And it made me realize that you don't really prepare for some things. It just happens and you are still shocked, even to come out of the shock. Why did this thing really happen? And you just know that you just still have to give God thanks, because at least it's not a young person. It's still someone that has lived and seen great grandchildren. So what else? So we want to thank God for every other thing here. There are some things we might not even be able to say, because we need to sit down to write these things down and start counting them. That's why the song "Count Your Blessings," we name them one by one. It's so important, because if you want to start writing all these things down, you won't be able to thank God enough. So bringing us to our topic for today, 2024, we are starting with God. There's been a lot of noise happening. Once it's Christmas time, it's just about the eating and the drinking and catching up with family members. And then before we know it, time has gone. It's crossover service. Everybody running helter
And
skelter.
what have
I've
you?
not written my goal. I've not planned. You will just, it will be as if life has caught up with you so fast. And it's like, have I really planned for the year? But you see, there should be a time to sit down and just shut down. I think I listened to Apostle Oropo recently, and there should be a time to just shut everything down. Even when you are making noise about the celebration, there should be a time for you to reflect, and look back at the year, and then plan how you are going to start with God. It's so important that everybody, like my mom was telling me yesterday, we stopped talking about goals. I said, why would I not talk about it? Because whether I like it or not, you need to write it down, even though everything may not happen, because you don't have the power to achieve all your goals. It's the truth. But at least, have you written it down? And that's what brings us to Habakkuk 2 verse 2. God was telling us by himself, meaning that he wants us to write. He wants us to write it down. Write it down, write down the vision. Let the person that is running wrong with it. And the runner is not actually us, it's him. He wants to run with what we have written down for ourselves. So that's what brings us to starting with God. How many of us are starting with God? We are starting with ourselves. Are we the master maker of our lives? Are we the ones in charge? We don't really understand that in the beginning God created. I caught a rema from that scripture, and it's like in the beginning. So in the beginning of 2024, there should be some creation for every one of us. Creation. What do you want to see in the
Let me
year?
jot something down.
Yes, what do you want to see in the year? You start by, in the first month, creating. Even before you get there, what are you creating? God created the heavens and the earth on the first day. On the first day, to me, means like the first month of the year 2024. So there's so much for us to do, and time is going. Today is 6th. Someone was saying something today that before you know it, March will be here. It looks like a joke, but it's the truth. How did you get to January 2024 when we
Right?
just, you know,
Right?
and I can picture January
Literally.
2023. I remember everything, every single day, like some of the things that I went through. And how did I get here? So there's no time. There is simply no time to say, okay, maybe I'll sit down tomorrow. Why not now? Why not start how are you starting with God? Are you creating time? These are the things that we all need to ask ourselves in private. It's not I'm having meeting here and there. People are used to programs all over the place and forget that what about me myself. So let me hand over to Jessica so that she can share a bit about
Well, I'm trying my best to start with God. I mean, it's I don't, the way that Nigeria is programmed at the moment, the way Lagos, now let me speak for Lagos because I'm currently in Lagos, Nigeria. The way Lagos is programmed at the moment, you cannot but start with God. There's WAFBEC, there's this, I say, okay, WAFBEC. There is this one conference, there's that one
up
conference.
and
You cannot,
down
you
all over.
have to. So for me, it's not even just starting with God, it's continuing with God because there's a lot of programs that are on. Even church now started prayer and fasting. How can you not start with God?
Bye.
The thing is, how will you sustain? How are you planning to
People will even
sustain?
hide under that one. Oh. They will hide under it and not do.
But you will shall see something. Either you watch somebody's status that somebody posted something about the
Of
pastor.
course.
Born is everywhere now. Right now, everywhere. I don't know about other cities, but in Lagos, everybody is starting with God at the moment. Everybody. But my own is, how are we planning to maintain that momentum? How are we planning
Yes.
to stay on that lane till the end of the year? Because when January finish now, church say, okay, we are finished prayer and fasting. What else? Are you never going to pray again? Are you never going to fast again? It's true, because it's easy to just my church, we dey pray, we dey fast.
Next year, January.
After that,
Shut
what happens? So that's
down.
my own. It's easy to start with God. I mean, it's a new year. Everybody wants to be sanctified and holy. I mean, that's the time you have the highest number of converts in church.
Exactly.
I want to give my life to Christ and rededicate my life to God. The bad things I did last year, I don't want to do again. Okay, January has passed. February come. How are you going to maintain? So I would say starting with God it's very easy. It's very, very easy. But how do we plan to? How do we plan to maintain that moment? That's
Exactly.
yes. But for me, I've been trying my best to start with God. I don't have any choice. I mean, that's my habitat. It's like taking away air from me, taking away my breath. You want to kill me? I don't have any choice. So for my own good, it's not even for publicity. It does not
Yeah,
concern me. It's for my own good. If I know what's going to happen to me, I do not start and continue and
of
finish with
course.
God. If you're out there, maybe this is some kind of encouragement. Start with God, though. Continue with Him and finish with Him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this angle. I like this angle that Jessica does because it's true. Like you said, in Lagos now, even if you're not in Lagos, let's be realistic. It's not because you don't have to be physically present. There's this online wave of you will just like you said, you will stumble on one link to
You
pray.
will stumble, like,
So, but you see, some people pretend though, even if they want to be, they will not start. It's like, they are doing as if they can see, but truly, this is how their eyes are actually shut. So, but this maintaining is the issue. Maintaining, like, what was this guy in Redeem? Olawande, Pastor Daniel, he was saying that, prayer, it should be a lifestyle because many people we only when you hear people testify, and I'm sure you ladies have heard something like this before, after going to the hospital, the doctor now say we should go to God. Why must God be our last option? And it's not only in terms of medical
yeah.
cases, so even in terms of fund, like finances, when people are stranded, they will first of all go, maybe family members have rejected them here and there, they will now say they now have to go to God. What does that mean? When we say starting with God, meaning that it's fair, God should be fair. It's not sister and brother or parents first. God first, and it's every other place. We are saying that at in every aspect of our lives, we have to ensure. It's a conscious effort that we all need to make. Because listen to almost all the testimonies. Well, first of all, rush to the hospital. Then when they saw they did the test, they said I should go for a scan. And then when they saw the scan, the doctor said you have to go to God. That is everything you hear. And it's like God is the last option for what is really going on with those of us that are claiming to be Christian. Why should we make him our last option? So it's something that you have to have, when they say conscious, sometimes the Holy Spirit will not come out and appear to you. It will allow you need to make that conscious effort to do what you need to do as a born again child of God. That's why we cannot be saying, and I had to go to God. What does that mean? meaning the men were better than God, right? But
Mm.
if we are saying that in every situation that we are going through, we are going to take it to God first. First, God uses men, no doubt, because he cannot come down anymore. Jesus cannot come down. Both of them, it is finished. They are back where they are. And now the Holy Spirit is in us. But why is it that we will not remember
Mm.
that this is the first I will go to before I now start saying, okay, God will direct me to go to these other places. So we must understand that as we are starting the year, let us not be making God choice number 3. When other you say, and when all the other you hear things like, when the other options are filled, I mean, hey,
Yeah.
what does that mean? And I'll be,
Oh
yeah, you
God.
hear, I hear this, they will even, you hear some kind of things like, So if you don't know that God should be first, that is the way God is expecting each and every one of us to start with it in every situation. I'm sick, take it to God first. God made medicine. He allowed them. He gave the wisdom.
And
But
doctors make
let's
mistakes.
so
Doctors make
that's it. So, but when we are, we are confusing things and not understanding that God is not angry with you going to the hospital. But the truth is, He's still the first option and can lead you to what to take, right, and what they should do. So, and He wants to be number one at every point. Like you said, well, after this month, now people will forget. You understand?
We
Then
hope they
wait
get
till the next prayer and fasting in their church, September, 9 months away. What is it? You can't fast every other. I don't want to cast anybody. I know someone that they will say, hey, you will not, if you say, I'm just feeling some, I need to take medicine, so I have to eat. Complete your 21. So I'm just saying, I have to take medication. I have to break. So when we are starting with God, we are making a conscious effort to bring Him into every other aspect of our life, not some, not part, not quarter. In the relationship part, no, God cannot understand. In finances part, I'm the one that use my accounting knowledge. In the there, just bring out all those parts mentally. Oh, my
God and
psychologist to
all of
take
us.
care of. Oh, God is faithful. Let me could just see over to you, please.
No,
Oh God.
but really, the points you're raising are very important points because nobody wants to, I don't know, say nobody. Most people don't want to put God as number 3 or number 5. But it happens because their fellowship with God is based on
Mm.
circumstances and they are
Mm.
very emotional. So if you don't have a working relationship with God,
Hmm.
where you constantly fellowship with God,
Mm-hmm.
you see Him as someone that meets your needs and answers your prayers when you are in trouble.
Hmm.
And that's all.
Money.
You
Then you
see?
will not naturally go to Him. So towards the end of the year, you look at it. I saw December 2023. Oh, God, I give you praise. Oh, I did not die. Oh. When I was sick, you healed me. Everybody's in Thanksgiving month. The joy. We're celebrating Christmas. You don't know what Christmas is. You don't have a relationship with Jesus, but not everybody doing matching pages, the Christmas tree. You jump on the
That one
bandwagon.
too is there.
You are doing crossover December 21. Everybody's going to get covering for the new year. You jump on the bandwagon. It's December, it's January 1. I've been fast. First, like tomorrow is first Sunday of the year. How can it be held on the first Sunday? I didn't go to church. You jump on it. So what next? Just like Jessica said, you get to a point where the storms of 2024 will come. Reality will set in.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have stuff, you don't have an experience of God that is personal to you, if you don't have a lifestyle that accommodates God and puts Him first by default, it won't work.
Mm-hmm.
So you're written resolution this year. I must finish my Bible. Okay. But there is no laid down rule. There is
Mm-hmm.
no actionable step. There is no
Nothing.
time set aside every day to read.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. So sometimes we see people with results, we see success, but we don't know their process and their discipline. So starting with God is important, but stay
Mm.
true with God. So today I was thinking about it that January is on a fast lane. Today is number 6. And I've written to work back. I started with them since Tuesday, like Holy Spirit. I'm on a faith high. My faith is so high, I can carry any mountain before me. But I want to be this high in faith by August. I want to be this high in faith by May. I don't want to be shaken by that time. How do I keep the spiritual atmosphere going? It looks like, oh, it's so big, it's so great. How is somebody even doing? But you see, that simple steps. So the books you read, the people in your inner circle, the conversations you have, the things you do daily. So after work that you feel overfed. Oh, I got to work. I got Rema. Day one, no Bible read. Day two, something. See, you don't even, okay, let me say you're so busy. You don't even go back to replay the messages. You are not, you are starving your faith and it will die. So it's great that we have 21 days prayer and fasting. People do 40 and that's great.
Mm-hmm.
But really, to what end? What end? So let's sit down and say, okay, this is what I'm doing. What am I doing? And how can I show up consistently? Because if we don't show up consistently, we'll keep being stagnant, keep saying the same story, keep saying what we are believing God, what we are serving God, and we don't have anything to show for it. That's my own take.
Fantastic. True.
Yeah. So you see, these are now another point that a lot of us miss. How are you, making a conscious effort towards achieving those things that will help you have a closer relationship with God? So many distractions are everywhere. I'm seeing a lot of pastors writing, get rid of distraction. It's not rocket science. It's not really
Oh, they
about
are saying,
abracadabra.
you see,
How will you get
2021st plan. 2021st plan is no grief for anybody.
Mhm.
Have you seen that? No grief for anybody. Like, and when that part came
There's
to
that
like,
one too.
Ehe,
There's that
so
one
there are
too.
a lot of distractions, and if you don't make a conscious effort to, and it's not just you use, there's no magic wand to stop distractions. They will come. Sometimes it's not even something that is your fault. Sometimes even your children will distract you. You want to be
Let's
focused. They will, and it's not their fault. They too are children. But you yourself, you want to grow because you know that they are growing too and they are learning. You want to keep growing and not say, oh, maybe they are the ones that will stop me from growing. And so you have to make a conscious effort. Like, I know how I had to learn the hard way. It wasn't easy for me with my first child. So when I now had twins, and it was terrible because there was a reason why my life would have been, upside down because of stress, taking care of them. And at the beginning, I didn't have a help. It was not funny. I was almost, getting depressed again. I had postpartum depression with my first child. And I said, this time I refused it. My family members did everything they could. They would come around, they would try, they would say, but once it's night time again and everybody has gone home, you get to start seeing the reality of feeling sad. But I told Holy Spirit, I said, never. I stood on my ground. I will not be depressed again. Even when the spouse is almost, getting to annoy me, I'm like, no, I will not allow him make me lose my focus. So I stood on my ground. And then I was able to overcome the depression. So what did I now do? I said, okay, I will not allow the confusion that happened with the first child happen, even though people are two. I will still make sure that I organize you. You know what I did? And it worked. 8 o'clock, I switch off the room lights. I will make sure that herself, the elder sister, and her dad, they come inside. So I said, nobody will stop me from being organized. It's hard in that situation to organize, to organize yourself, an adult, and another adult, and a 3-year-old. I said, no, it will happen. I don't know how I will do this thing, but I do know that God helped me and it worked. On no occasion were they awake throughout before they turned 1. They were never awake by 12 midnight playing. I told the Holy Spirit, you will help me, and he did it. I made sure, I said, no, this thing that the sister, when she was a baby, she'll be sleeping 2 a.m. I said I will not allow it. The
wow.
and it worked. So you can see, once you did, I've seen that God works with people that have a vision and know where they are going. Tell him the way it is, how he will do it, he will do it. I had the issue was terrible with the twin boy because he never misses his time of 4 a.m. He will always open his eye. But I made sure that even if it is 2, if they open their eye, I will not stand up. We will be smiling at ourselves until one person will sleep off. That was what taught me organization. I had to use them to learn it. I discipline myself that no matter the cry, I will not put on TV in the night. Oh. Like we will stay like that. I didn't give anybody gadgets. I did it with their elder sister. I said I will not do it with you people. So nobody was seeing phone or tablet, even till they were 1. I did not. No, I said you will learn how to be looking at. Let's be looking at ourselves. So you
Then
wake up
you
by
can
4 and
also
smile. So I had
you don't have to
to.
always be doing something all the time.
Yeah, it was not easy.
You
Oh,
also have some
if
days.
you will be feeling tired, let me go and put on. I not put on any TV. Oh. I will not put. The only time I put 5 a.m. That's when you will see baby TV. I will not put. Let's be looking. They will sleep back off. They will sleep back. So I had to. It was them that taught me that even in the worst situation, you can still be disciplined. I telling you, when I tell you, say, hey, how will you? I say I did it. I not give them my phone. We will look at ourselves. When you are tired, you will sleep back. So when you finish smiling and I come back, we will lie down there. I not put on TV. I said, you could think you would see. I had to, that was how I learned discipline. That if I say I will do something, I will do it. I had to use them to teach me because you say it's difficult or you nothing. The only day I had somebody extra stay with me was only one night that someone else that is not my family had to help stay in the room because their daddy was not around. Apart from that night, like they will stay in the room with me. 8 o'clock, light is up. Even if you cry and fall down, I will not put it on. You will sleep. So that taught me a lesson that I can do all things through Christ who strength. It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was frustrating. Sometimes I would have slept 2 hours. This one will cry. I will breastfeed this one. I will breastfeed this one. I will still not leave the room. We will stay there until it's bright. So it was tough, but it made me very strong because I was doing all of that inside stress, depression, coming out of and I wasn't talking. I'm the kind of person that if I'm going through something, I will not say it until maybe it has hooked me like this. I will now talk. So I might just be quiet. I will just, enjoy and enjoy and enjoy. So I know these people will teach me. So I had to learn. So when I say I'm going to do this year, I will do it because 3 years ago I disciplined myself using these children that yes, I will learn how to not to, I will now something will manipulate me to change my original plan. No, I will not do it. So if you say you would, I think the thing is being able to have this shock absorber that when things are happening to you, you will not change your style because
Strong your
of that
mind.
thing. Yeah, so this taught
Strong your
it
mind.
taught me a lesson that you can, yes, you will be able to do this. You even if it's like pain is choking you, you are feeling pain. Welcome, Shewa. You will still
I
be able
hear.
to manage your situation. So it taught me it was terrible. It was like going through a pain that nobody
Thank
can fix for you because I didn't want anybody to come and tell me put on TV for them, give them gadget. I said no, we will learn how to
thank
sleep.
you.
And to the glory of God,
Yeah.
today they will soon be 3 years old. They're
Wow.
not going to be. They will lights will shall go off. If you like, cry. You will shall see the lights will go. I will put on lamp by the corner. If you don't like it, stay there. Me, I will sleep off and leave them. I don't care again. No. If you want to go and look for what you did keep, go.
Oh
So
my
these are
God.
the these are the things that we need to learn as children of God, that we are ready to put God first. That even if I see this, I see that, I'm going to. It's just like Esther. If I perish, I perish. You will stay there. Nothing will move. I will not move. But if you like, cause me do this, I will do what I have to do. So when you do that, it's able to, you're able to
I
drag
hear.
yourself. But you are missing the way. Oh, come back. The Holy Spirit does not even need to talk sometimes. You yourself know it in your heart of heart that I'm not doing what I told myself I would do at the beginning of 2024. I must go back to my drawing board. And we need God to help us. That's why we need to keep praying. You need prayer because you can't do it by yourself, no matter how strong you are. Now there will be opposition. Like I mentioned, spouse will go to the parlor now and be watching movie and be telling me, am I not an adult? What's my own business with your adulthood? My own is these children must sleep. We are
Oh my god.
if the truth, there's no, the truth, you want to teach them. When you want to teach people, is when it's a home, there's something like you will stand aside. Everybody will join hands together. You will hear things like that. Can't I watch movie? I don't say you cannot watch, but when it's time for the children to sleep, we will join hands together and make them understand this timing. Once one person says, let me leave it for the wife alone, you're already starting something that is not good. Because tomorrow, when they are older, they will come and watch TV with their father and say, Daddy is away. There's something like that. We go and pray and go inside. So that's why there are so many distractions, and they will keep coming. This person say, I have a lesson, I have lecture, all those things. Okay, how do we talk? How can we organize it? It's common for a lot of people, especially those with children, to have issues when they say, oh, I'm setting this time with God, I'm doing this, Then even those who have jobs, you see, that's when your office will call for one meeting that they could have done 2 years ago or 2 weeks ago. They will call that, and you cannot say no. So, but you see, there has to be a shock absorber. There has to be a time you say, okay, I will get another extra time. So by the end of the day, it's for our own good to be able to manage all these things that we face and see ourselves overcome them, no matter the hurdles that we have to jump, no matter the kind of things we have to scale through. As long as we say, I will do it. That's one thing I say. I've seen that if people say I will do it, they will do it. Especially a positive thing. If you say I will achieve this thing, you will do it. I will write this exam and you will pass. Even if you fail, it doesn't mean you will not fail. That's the thing. You will fail. You might fail 3 times. I know someone that failed 7 times. He still made it. You will make it. It doesn't matter. But if you say I have failed, I'm done. That's it. There's no continuity. But even if you fail, I said I will pray every 12 midnight and you are not getting it. One day you get it. One day you will get it. Yeah, as long as you make up your mind, you will do it. Somebody that was not praying before, you start praying 30 minutes before you know 2 hours, you are not tired. That is it. Because of dedication, I said, I will do this. I must do. Sleep is coming. Stand up. You will start walking all over your sitting room or anywhere, and before you know, you are used to it. You won't sleep again. So I think that's basically the major thing that people are facing. These distractions. How do they stop them from interrupting with this relationship that we want to create, having with God? All right, Shewa, you're welcome.
Thank you very,
I hope you
very
can
much.
hear
Happy
us.
New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Yes, I
Good to
can
see
hear you
you
Happy
clearly.
again.
New Year. Good to see you.
Good to see
Yes.
you.
Happy New
Happy New Year.
Yeah, so starting with God, let's hear from you.
Well, the most important thing, like you've said, I've been listening to you since, and it's important that we start with God, right? Because even the beginning of the world started with God, right? So if we are to start anything at all, it's important to start with God. And we're talking about distractions. Handling distractions might not be easy because of everything that goes on around. If
Yes.
probably you're not a day person and then you want to have a fellowship with God, you could try the night. And it could be that you know the kind of schedule that works for you. Because I started a class recently, and then staying at home and doing this thing is not easy. Your dad is calling you, your mom is calling you, your siblings everywhere, left, right, center. You're just trying to find some sort of sanity to be able to do it. So I decided to go to Google Calendar. I wrote um I wrote down what I needed to do. I wrote the day, the time, and what I particularly wanted to achieve within that time frame. So anything that was to happen in that 2-hour period is not my business. I am not of the world at that time. I am a spirit, just seeing it, And then don't help me, don't do anything to me. I won't answer you for that period, right? So during that time, I do me, I do what I want to do. Then when I am done, I can now continue. And here, what were you saying? I wasn't hearing you that time. Being able to separate yourself, because you might be like, okay, my parents calling me. I can't say Bible says you should honor your parents, but at the same time, is this in Bible that is the same God that you are reverencing, right? The same God of the Bible. To let them understand that, okay, I want to have a talk with this same God that we all believe in, right? Who made you and who is giving you the grace to be my parents. So give me this so and so time to be able to do this. Then once I'm done, I will come back and then attend to whatever it is that you want to do. If nighttime works for you, you can set the middle of night, probably one, two. There are even scriptures that back praying in the middle of the night and things like that. So that also can work. It could be even 12 noon. It could be during your lunch hour if you go to work, right? You could just take 10 minutes out of your lunch hour just to pray. You can sit down in the cafeteria by yourself. You can put earpiece in your ear, so that nobody will distract you, right? You're eating your food, you're doing your prayer, and then they will just see you. You need to stay in a corner. There's this kind of aura you give people when you are not in the mood to discuss. So even when people will come to your table to sit down to eat, they will know not to include you in the conversation, right? So you can have that space for yourself. When you're really intense, it's just like when you're angry, right? When you're angry, what people are saying, you're not really listening to you. They're not really listening. It's what is in your own mind, what you want to do at that moment. But so that kind of anger, that how you feel when you get angry, you can channel that feeling into also when you want to do something productive. The way you will just hits your heart and you're like, no, this thing I must do it, or this place I want to go, just things like that. Intentionality, God give us grace to be intentional, but then these are the little things that we can do that at the long run is going to, help us to be intentional with our work with God.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So the truth, what she said is so important because especially at our places of work, if they don't bring out gist about Nigeria, they will speak about someone else. People
Yeah,
don't know how to
exactly.
run away from.
Earpiece, people invest in earpiece. Unless you are a devil, unless you are a demon. If you see earpiece, you are still bringing gist. You must be a child of the devil.
Of course,
Invest in
because there are
earpiece.
times when people will use
Something as
it,
big as
they're not
what's on
listening to
Shewa head.
anything, no.
You can see Shewa's Bluetooth. You see how big it is. You see that of on her head. You will not be bringing gist.
It's for a
Did they send
reason.
you?
It's for a reason.
They must really send you. So invest in reality thing.
Away.
Yeah,
If you just do it, nobody will come close to you, honestly.
There was
exactly. All
they
these kind
brought
of
out
things.
issue. There was a time they brought out issue about presidential candidates. Me and I said my own. That's how one person started attacking me. I said, you see yourself, you did not like nobody attacked you when you talked to. But someone said that I said, okay, I'm going now. I left him and covered my ear. I said, before you turn me to your scapegoat.
People
Someone
have
said,
lost friendships because of this
so they're
elections.
looking for all those kind of argumentative
Unnecessary
discussions.
for people that you don't know. For all I care, they can be in one restaurant now eating or enjoying themselves. So we are here fighting for them.
It doesn't even make sense. And then they will still be they see that okay, you are using earpiece, they will still be tapping on you and then they will gesturing that you should remove it. Remove it for what? Do I want to listen to no. It can be a hassle
You know that
sometimes.
I did so see it's as if Shewa knows what I planned this year. I went to the office yesterday with headphone as big as this. Yes. Just I've never gone with it though. I've had it for how many more, but it's as this year I told myself it's like the devil wants to be roaming around in this office. I'm going to block my ear. I sat down where everybody will see me with that thing so that nobody they have to be. Can you hear me? I say I can hear you. What is it? And because they will bring one gist that will be like, what is this kind of gist? I'm not interested. It's too early for this. I want to be hearing, songs that will uplift people. You come and start saying, this person did this or her attitude is not. What's my own business? Let her go and change for her. I'm not
In this early morning New Year. In this early morning New Year.
me.